Hey everyone, this is Don here, and with me I have Josh,
Hey, what's up, guys?
and it is a few days into February, so what better time than now to talk about the year 2017 and the video
Yeah,
games that we played in 2017. You know, like a whole month into 2018, we're gonna be talking about games in 2017 that we played, and we're busy people. That's why it's taken us this long to do something like this, and it's just me and Josh. Everybody else, they either are either really busy or didn't play that many games. Um,
yeah, because of said busyness.
yeah,
I was gonna say life goes on, and we're here to entertain you.
yeah, I guess. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go through 2017 chronologically and talk about the games that we played. Some of these games we may have only played for 20 minutes. Maybe we played it for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're busy people, so
yeah. There's a lot of games on my list that I've only played for like an hour at most.
yeah. And 2017 was actually a really good year for games. And there are a lot of games that we won't be talking about, like uh, Near Automata. That's a game that I really wanted to play, but haven't gotten a chance to play it.
Yeah, I
We haven't
heard
played
good
it.
thing. I heard good things about the tomatoes.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten a chance to play it. There's a lot. My list would be a lot longer if I had included games that I have gotten deals on and purchased, but didn't actually like boot up at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense to just like talk about a game and say that we bought it and haven't touched it yet. So we're just
hmm
totally skipping over those kinds of games.
In-
Um,
Instead, we're gonna talk about games that we've only played for 5 minutes.
yeah. So in January, I don't know what I was doing in January, but let's get right into it. Josh, you
Yeah.
played something in January.
Yeah, the only thing I played was Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, and really what I focused on in that disc was Kingdom Hearts zero point 0.2 Fragmentary Passage, and it was good. It was not where I expected it to take place in the timeline, but what is in Kingdom Hearts.
So I gotta ask you, Josh.
hmm
The game is called Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8,
hmm
but the zero point 0.2, is it 0.2?
Yes, it's 0.2.
Okay, the zero point 0.2 included inside the game. Is that a part of the 2.8? So, like, is the rest of the game 2.6?
See, I think
Or,
so.
or were they intending the 2.8 be added to the point 0.2 to be a whole 3?
Yeah, but it's not Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, you're right, you're right. So, I think
It's
the rest of the
probably
package is 2.6.
yeah. So like Dream Drop Distance and what other game was on there? I don't remember. Um, Dream Drop Distance and whatever other games were on there. Aside from 0.2, probably brought that 2.5 up to 2.6, and then they added the point 0.2 0.2 for to give us the grand total of 2.8, which means we'll probably see a 2.9 and then a 3.
Wasn't it that, like, DS game? Like, cutscenes for the DS game?
Yeah, recoded? Was that
Recoded?
it?
Yeah. I remember seeing Level Up Leo talking about how he likes Recoded because it's such a different kind of experience for Kingdom Hearts. So,
Yeah, I mean, I know we're not talking about like old DS games, but I did enjoy that game when that was new on the DS. Not as much as like Dream Drop
actual Kingdom
Distance.
Hearts games.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So is that all you have to say about Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue?
yep. I mean, what more can you say about remakes of games everybody's already played?
Well, I feel like you actually
Edited
haven't
chapters.
talked much about Point two, like, isn't it about Aqua and like she
Y- Yeah, it
chases
follows.
after like ghosts or some shit?
Yeah, it follows Aqua in the darkness because where did it come from? Um, but it's her story on what I thought was her escaping the darkness, and then it turns out to just be the ending from Kingdom Hearts 1. Spoilers, sorry. I mean, it was pretty much a tech demo for Kingdom Hearts 3. Um, I mean, that's it. It's a tech demo for Kingdom Hearts 3. That they added some. Oh, you know what else 2.8 had that was really stupid? It brought in the Unchained Key / Union Cross story, and it followed the Five Masters or whatever, and yeah, it was a really bad long movie. But yeah, 0.2, a fragmentary passage was good. It's it feels like it controls a little bit differently from previous Kingdom Hearts games, which I'm not 100% sure I like. If that's how Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna control, I think it's because it uses Unreal Engine, but that might just uh be in my head.
I want to
But I mean,
say it might just be in your head. Like they could change it like in Unreal Engine to, be like how it
yeah,
was before. But I don't know.
I,
I
I
haven't played it.
yeah, I feel like it felt slower, but I'm not sure if that was an intentional because Aqua's a mage, or if it was just they added a ton of like fireworks and stuff to her movements, and like Blizzaga looks amazing, and so does Firaga, and I don't know if I use Thundaga at all, surprisingly.
Yeah. Thunder.
um yeah, Thunder. um but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Like, the story was okay with it. Like, they didn't really like throw any curveballs, like time travel's a thing now, and but I don't know. I just felt like it should have been placed differently on the timeline. Like, I thought it was, them saving Aqua, and it wasn't. It was just, oh hey, this is how Mickey remembered who Aqua was, and that they need to save them all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, I mean, they gotta remember a lot of people and remember that they gotta save people.
hmm I
That's
mean,
that. I'm sure that's what the KH3 is about.
yeah, and then KH 3.5 will be them actually dueling at the Seven Lights and 13 Darknesses. All right, but I mean that's pretty much all I have to say about that game.
Okay, so that's it for January. Like I said, I have no clue what I was doing in January. I was probably playing, like older game and or Overwatch. So
hmm
that's pretty much what I did in 2017. If I wasn't playing like anything new, I was probably playing Overwatch. Uh,
Yeah,
February there
yeah.
was probably Nintendo's most profitable app
hmm
game, like mobile game, Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah. I enjoyed that game. I was kind of surprised how much depth it had to it. Like, it was an actual. It was I mean, it's a smaller scale, but it was a Fire Emblem game.
See, for me, I think originally Fire Emblem Heroes didn't run on my phone, but
Mm.
then I upgraded my phone.
Yeah.
But then I hacked my phone, and Nintendo sort of has this thing where it's like, oh, we don't like hacked phones, so you can't
So you
be
just.
playing a lot of their apps with like custom firmware on your phone. So I would just like get booted out or soft banned or something for Fire
Huh.
Emblem Heroes. But then eventually, I gave in when a later mobile game came out and had like just standard like official firmware on my phone, and I tried Fire Emblem Heroes again, And I don't really play it. You know,
Hmm.
Uh, both, or actually not both, but like Nintendo's mobile games have made me realize that I really don't like playing mobile games. It's not just their mobile games. I just don't
Right.
like playing mobile games in general. Like when I'm on my phone, I probably just like browse Twitter or like read a certain gaming forum
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I totally get that.
or Reddit.
I'm yeah. Mobile
But,
games are definitely not the best, but everybody has a phone, so everybody has a gaming system on them.
and it's great. Like for people who enjoy that stuff and like can benefit from the convenience factor of these like bite-sized versions of Nintendo's games.
Hmm.
Me, I like the more qualitative, full-on video game release. Uh,
Hmm.
although I really didn't play much of the upcoming Fire Emblem game that we'll talk about later, actually.
Hmm.
So for Fire Emblem Heroes, I really like the Fire Emblem series. I mean,
Hmm.
I think it's cool that there was even a Fire Emblem game that you can play on your mobile phone. I probably would like it if I actually like playing mobile games.
Hmm.
But I also kind of don't like the. I don't like a lot of freemium models. In this
Hmm.
particular case, Fire Emblem Heroes is the gachapon style where you roll for uh characters, and
Hmm.
they're like characters from previous Fire Emblem games, and they vary in like use,
Rarity and
rarity,
yeah,
rarity, viability. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
but
Quality.
yeah,
They
they have
vary. They vary in.
tiers.
Yeah, there are obviously better characters than other ones and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And your favorite character might not be in Fire Emblem Heroes, and if your favorite character is in Fire Emblem Heroes, they might not be good. You know?
Yeah, they can't all be Tharja.
Yeah, sure.
They could be Camilla though.
They could be Camilla in a Easter Bunny suit before
Yeah,
having like Muriel in Fire Emblem Heroes or something.
yeah. Well, I mean, like it makes sense to have event characters, but I think they should just be costumes rather than full on separate characters. But I mean, I will say I really like that Fire Emblem Heroes was Nintendo's first choice for like a returning IP to mobile, or like an existing IP, I guess, to mobile. Because before that was just Mitomo, and Mitomo wasn't a game.
Yeah, and they're already shutting down Mitomo, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean, also
yeah,
fortunately.
yeah. It's a good thing no
it's
one really
it's
spent money on
unfortunate.
it.
It's unfortunate for Nintendo that Mitomo was such a failed experiment, but
Yeah,
it's
it
it's
was
fortunate
neat.
for everybody
Yeah,
else that they're
I mean
shutting down.
it was neat getting those like daily photos or whatever, but like I mean, there's not much to do in the game except answer questions, and yeah, it's fun, I guess, to learn stuff about your friends. I like how this just turned into a Mitomo review.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so that I think that pretty much sums up Fire Emblem Heroes. Like
Hmm.
we don't have much to say about it.
No.
I hate mobile games. I like Fire Emblem, but I can't really get like push myself to play Fire Emblem Heroes. Basically,
Hmm.
the next game, Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah,
We both played
everybody
this.
loves Poochy.
I have the Wii U version as well.
Hmm.
The Wii
Me
U
too.
version obviously looks much better in the HUD,
Hmm.
but they added some features in the Poochy version. They added Poochy, obviously, and also all these like sort of
There
easy
was like a
mode
bunch of
assist
yeah.
features. Like a new funky mode, basically.
Hmm.
Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World. I I actually played a lot more than the Wii U version. Um, for those of you that don't know, I have a daughter. Her name is Lily. She's now 3 years old, but at the time she was two, and she really enjoyed playing Yoshi's Woolly World. Like she enjoyed playing it. But she also liked having her parents play Yoshi's Woolly World for her. So that was me in that case, obviously, because I'm a parent. You know, I was playing the game for her and showing her like how to play it, basically, and getting through the levels for her. So I played a lot of Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World, and I actually really like the like easy mode for kids features that they added to the game.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I didn't
Ben.
use it, but like it's good that it's there. Like that's I mean, going back to Kirby's Epic Yarn, it was right.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Well, yeah,
they
yeah, yeah. Kirby's
well,
Epic
you
Yarn.
couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't really die in that game, and Yoshi's kind of more of like a traditional Yoshi's Island type of game. It's not as hard. Um, but yeah, I mean it's really good for kids because I mean I feel like that's who they were uh going for with that aesthetic, which is why I think they're keeping the aesthetic for the upcoming Yoshi on Switch game.
It's not really the same
Yeah,
for
it's
the
not
upcoming Switch
yarn,
game, but
but
it's close. You know, it's like the crafty kind of thing that they're going
hmm
for. Um, Going back to the 3DS version specifically,
hmm
they like I know a lot of dude bros or whatever are like, oh my god, you know, why are they adding these like easy mode features or whatever in my hardcore Yoshi Woolly World game? You know, actually, I don't think there's anybody really like that.
hmm
But you know, like I said, I actually really like those features. They like show you where a lot of the secrets are. Um,
hmm
you can just fly infinitely. I think that was in the original too. Can't you fly infinitely in the original with the wings? You could set it to
I
like mellow mode or something.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can still take damage and I think you can still take damage and stuff. It's been a long time since I played anything on the Wii U.
In the 3DS version, you're basically invincible. It doesn't
hmm
matter. You could probably die from like going in a pit, but you know it's whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, but like the like showing you where all the secrets are kind of nice because some of the stuff is like super hidden.
hmm
Lily, say hi. Did you like Yoshi's Woolly World? Yeah? You like Yoshi? Yeah? Alright. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about Poochy and Yoshi's World. I love Poochy. How about that?
hmm
Like
Yeah.
I super
Everybody
love
loves
Poochy.
Poochy.
I in Tetris Attack for the Super Nintendo.
hmm
It's you know like Planet Puzzle League or the Pokemon Puzzle League except with like
Yoshi characters.
Yoshi characters. Although I
Yeah.
think originally it wasn't Yoshi characters. I think in the Japanese version it was, you know, Panel de Pon and it had like
hmm
lip and stuff.
hmm
But in the American versions it had like Yoshi and
Poochie.
Gucci.
Did they have Baby Bowser? I don't know if
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I
But
don't know if I've ever played that game.
I mained Poochie in Tetris Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's. I think that's pretty much it for February. Now
Yeah.
let's move on to March.
Yeah. This is where the big shit started happening.
Oh yeah, this is the big month.
Whew. Yeah. Starting off with the best game ever made, 1-2 Switch.
I mean,
Um.
I have not played this.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and talk about it.
I mean, it's a tech demo. Um. It's to show off, you know, the I almost said Wiimotes, the Joy-Cons work, and it's surprisingly fun. Now, I only played it for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes with my little sister and
I
my nephew.
I think that'd be true of a lot of people that have that game.
Yeah. Definitely not worth $60, but I mean, if you could get it really cheap, maybe if you have someone who, you know, I don't know, likes kind of dumb fun. It's almost, I don't want to say it's like WarioWare because it's nothing like WarioWare. Um, it's like dumb fun. It's fun.
I
I
feel
mean,
like it
you're
is made
gonna
by the
laugh a lot if you.
WarioWare team, isn't it?
It might be. But I mean, I enjoyed the like 10 or 15 minutes I played. Um, like the one game I remember is the gorilla pounding the chest, and obviously the cow milking thing because there's that's the joke on the internet.
Yeah, there's like a infamous GIF of Nintendo people, Nintendo rep people
Hmm. Milking the cow.
milking cows like intensely, like very intensely, really getting into milking that cow.
Hmm.
Uh,
You can't forget the guy who was eating the sandwich too. But yeah, like I mean, it's interesting, and I mean, it kind of falls in with the next game we're going to be talking about.
well, hold on.
Okay,
One
go
two
ahead.
switch. I know a lot of people wanted like or thought one two switch should have been like a pack-in
Hmm.
title with Nintendo Switch, but I actually think they made the right decision in not including it with the Switch. Because like one, if you included one two Switch with the Switch, that
Hmm.
sends a message to everybody who buys a Switch. They're like, oh, this they have this like cow milking game or whatever.
Yeah,
This goofy whatever game
yeah, I
or
can see
this
that.
platform, and it would be another case of like a casual perception
Hmm.
for the console.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
because they didn't, you know,
Hmm.
it should
I
be
mean,
obvious, like the Switch has been a massive success.
hmm.
So whatever decisions that they made going into the release and like the following months of releases in terms of games has been like super beneficial for Nintendo in terms of like sales.
Hmm.
They did everything right,
Yeah,
basically.
I mean,
It's such a
yeah.
massive success. This is the month that the Switch came out.
Hmm. So
So
I mean, yeah, it makes sense to like talk about just the Switch itself. Like, I mean, they were still saying there's shortages and stuff, but it's because it's selling like hotcakes. It's not because it's like manufactured shortages. Like I mean, I'm pretty sure they've done with like the NES Classic and the Wii when that first came out. Um, but like these things were literally flying off the shelves. Like I mean, they had wings and everything. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say.
that's fine. With like I was gonna talk about this later, but I suppose I could talk about it now since the Switch talking about like the Switch's release.
Hmm.
Uh, it blows my mind that when Black Friday rolled around later in the year,
Hmm.
they were selling it at just like the regular price, and it was the hottest selling thing on Black
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah, I know mostly, pretty much a year later, and well, almost a year later, and it was still like I said, flying off the shelves. It's just kind of crazy, and I don't know if I've ever seen. I mean, we obviously lived through the Wii days. I don't know if we've ever seen anything at the Wii sold like that, but the Wii also had shortages. Again, I think they were manufactured for the Wii, but I don't know.
Like
Like they were holding back
artificially.
stuff. Yeah, artificially um, creating demand.
Yeah,
And
they
like I
were.
said,
They do
yeah,
this for
definitely.
everything. They do
Yeah.
it for everything. They've been doing that since forever. You know,
Mhm.
my mother-in-law literally talks about how she used to work at a electronics boutique,
I remember EB
EB
Games.
Games, and how they like, was it for Ocarina of Time?
Hmm.
They didn't have enough for Ocarina of Time.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a shortage of games for Ocarina of Time, and it made a lot of people angry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this wasn't manufactured. I think just Nintendo didn't realize demand. But Fire Emblem Awakening was another one where like I couldn't find that game, and I had it pre-ordered and it was canceled on me.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Awakening's release was all sorts terrible, but honestly, it was good for Fire Emblem as a
Mhm.
series as a whole. You know,
Oh, definitely.
because of like the okay, Fire Emblem before Awakening was like, kind of a niche thing,
Mhm.
um, and that's probably why they weren't expecting Awakening to be as big as it was. And so
Right.
that's probably why they didn't have enough copies to begin with.
Mhm.
But because of like that demand for this game, the series has like it's Fire Emblem Awakening is the like biggest seller in the West
Mhm.
for the series.
Yeah, and it makes sense. That was like they're like we got to put everything into it. It's our final push before this might be the last game in the series. I think they said at one point.
Yeah, basically, you know, and basically what I'm saying is, as a result of their they're expecting like Fire Emblem Awakening not to do well,
Mhm.
but it ended up doing really well for them,
Mhm.
and now we have Fire Emblem Heroes and shit.
Yeah.
Like Fire Emblem is basically like one of their like flagship IPs.
Mhm. I mean, I said this before when we were talking about Heroes, but like that came out before Mario Run. That is ridiculous to me. Just based on like the past of knowing how um not well received Fire Emblem was in the West
Before Awakening.
before Awakening.
I mean, like it wasn't like, oh man, Fire Emblem games suck. Like
No, yeah.
I think all Fire Emblem games, actually, excuse me, never mind. But I think most Fire Emblem games that was released over here was, not hated, except for
Yeah.
Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon, I think, is the reason why we didn't get Fire Emblem 12,
Mm.
which was like a DS game remake of Fire Emblem 2,
Mm.
Mystery of the Emblem.
Interesting.
Uh, but then they were like, "Hey, let's give Awakening a shot," and then it was met with, you know,
It was
success and pretty much.
Fire Emblem Fates.
I know it wasn't. But
uh,
anyway, why
yeah.
are we talking about Fire Emblem Awakening? We should be
I
talking
don't
about
know.
Switch.
I
Whatever.
don't even know how we got here.
Yeah. Well, we were talking
Insert.
about the Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
You okay?
Oh, right, I know it. But yeah, let's not go over that again.
Yeah,
If we're gonna recap it, we could just rewind the video.
yeah.
um, but yeah, the Switch.
They had
I.
a bunch of other launch titles that we want to talk about.
Mhm. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about before. The staggered release of titles they had. So like every month had something big. But um, yeah, like I haven't seen what I was also gonna say with the Switch was I haven't seen like that big of a commercial push for it. Like everybody was talking about it. I've heard so much buzz about it, like just from friends and coworkers who don't usually talk about video games. That's how big the Switch was before it even launched.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually didn't get a Switch at launch. I got a Switch like way later when a certain game came out. But
yeah.
no, I still did end up getting a Switch, and I
Hmm.
did pick up some games that came out earlier in the year. But we'll
Yeah,
get to that. Let's talk about Snipperclips.
yeah. Snipperclips. It's another game I played with my. I played specifically with my nephew. My sister didn't really want to play. Um, but yeah, playing Snipperclips. It was fun. It was a surprise.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I didn't expect it to be good. I mean, I heard reviews and stuff before I actually got to play it, and I was like, really? And then I played it and I understood. It's fun, but good.
Snipperclips.
You have more to say about it than I do.
Yeah, and I haven't even played that much of it. Snipperclips is like the sort of like surprise indie gem of the launch. Uh,
Hmm.
and it works like really perfectly for the system. It's exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. Uh, and it's it can be played by by itself, but it is primarily a co-op game
Hmm.
where you have like two little uh paper dealies and you like cut each other to like fit shapes and stuff and do all sorts of other physics based things. And
Hmm.
it's just really, really charming, really neat. And I played it with my family. The demo actually, I played the demo with even very recently with
Hmm.
Lily, and she really enjoys it. And I do intend to pick up the physical version sometime.
Hmm.
Um, but even just playing like the few levels in the demo, I can see how fun it is.
Yeah. Yeah, like man, I we didn't really mention this, but I love the mischievous faces of the characters when you cut someone.
Oh yeah, I like I said, the it's very charming. The the graphical style, the expressions, and like all the little sound effects that they make, it's really cute. You know,
Hmm.
it almost it's almost kawaii, but I'm pretty sure it's made by like a Western studio.
Yeah, I always thought the like emotions of the characters reminded me of that Gumball show on
Oh yeah,
Cartoon
yeah, yeah.
Network.
Amazing World of Gumball, dude. I
Yes,
fucking
thank
super love that show.
me too. Yeah,
It's
let's.
so like stupid, and I love it.
Oh, I love all the breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Um, let's try and keep on topic after the mess that we just had. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Snipper Clips. Let's talk about another launch title here, and this will be something I'll talk about.
Mm,
Super Bomberman R. I really like. I actually really like Super Bomberman R. At first, like, okay, let me first explain. I've already mentioned that. Hey, I didn't get a Switch until way later.
Hmm.
Uh, but when Super Bomberman R first came out, it was kind of terrible. Like, uh, for some reason, it wasn't like 60 FPS in a game where like timing your bombs and stuff like that and moving out of the way of explosions and stuff is kind of important.
Hmm.
Uh, it wasn't 60 FPS, and so a lot of it felt like sluggish and like there was like input lag and all sorts of other stuff. But eventually they updated it to where they lowered the resolution. I think it was like to 720p instead of being 1080p.
Hmm.
Uh, to boost up that frame rate, and then the performance is much better now. After a few updates, and
That's good.
it controls fine now. Like from when I played it, I didn't feel like there was any issues with like input lag or anything. And then they've also added like a bunch of cool Konami characters, uh, like Goemon,
Hmm.
Simon Belmont. I think Big Viper is one. I definitely know Jehuti from like Zone of the Enders is a character. I feel like eventually they might put in Snake, considering Jehuti is one of like Hideo Kojima's babies, but it's not Snake, you know. So
Yeah.
eventually they might have Snake. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. And there's no like, even though there's like an in-game shop
Hmm.
for buying like these like alternate characters or like all these costumes and stuff. There's no
Hmm.
like, as far as I know, there's no like microtransactions. That you get like money by just like playing the game, like playing multiplayer or whatever, and then you
Which is
get
how it should be.
yeah, yeah, and then you like buy like little accessories, like you can buy a little soccer ball thing for your antenna thing, you
Hmm.
know, or an ice or not ice, a snowflake. Um, and it's just a like surprisingly good game from Konami.
Well, I
Because
mean,
okay, this is all right. Consider Konami of today. Okay,
hmm,
they don't really make video games, so there's just like this one passion development team at
hmm,
Konami that brought back Bomberman and doesn't do all this like pachinko microtransaction garbage or anything like that.
hmm.
You know, they're not like cutting development or whatever. Like
Right.
halfway through Metal Gear Solid 5, they actually worked on Super Bomberman R, and then they had continued support for the game by like
Hmm.
adding these characters, adding modes, and like also fixing its performance issues and stuff like that. They did that, basically free of charge.
Yeah. Which you don't really see a lot nowadays.
Yeah, that's and like I said, the development teams they're passionate,
Hmm.
and it's like almost wild that it's coming from Konami in this day and age. But
Hmm.
at the same time, all right, but at the same time, I think the like sort of initial backlash of this game, like with its performance issues and like the input lag and stuff like that, people have moved on from it.
Hmm.
Because when I got the game and when I tried to go online, I literally found no matches. I
You
was
didn't
sitting there
even
for a while.
find. You didn't even find Goldie 19.
No, no, it was Gold UK. All
Oh,
right,
Goldie UK.
yeah,
I
Goldie UK.
apologize.
All right, but
I'm sorry, Goldie UK.
for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure is everybody, Goldie UK is his legendary Bomberman player. All right, me and Matt were playing. It was one of the Bombermans on the DS. It was like Bomberman Land Touch. or something, and
Mhm.
we were playing online. And we got into this random game with Goldie UK. And keep in mind, this was like way after what should be the like online lifespan for this game. Like this is way beyond when anybody should be playing Bomberman Land Touch or whatever.
Mm.
And we found Goldie UK online just waiting for us. He's like, "Oh yeah, finally, some people to play with." You know, that was me and Matt. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, no, I didn't run into Goldie UK and Super Bomberman R. It would have been nice because I
Mhm.
have yet to play that game online with anybody. Um, if anybody wants to get Super Bomberman R, I think it'd be really fun to play it. I have played it locally with some friends of mine, but they're not as good as me at Bomberman, so it's kind of a stomp.
Damn. Shots fired.
I mean,
No.
I'm pretty good at Bomberman, dude.
I
We played a lot
I
of the WiiWare version of Bomberman. I don't know if you
yeah,
remember, but I was
I
pretty
do.
good at that one.
I thought that's actually where you saw Goldie UK.
No, it was Bomberman Land Touch.
But yeah, like every time I've ever played a Bomberman game, I enjoyed it. Even that what was the knockoff that we used to play on the same
Balluno,
place? Yeah, Balluno. Thank you.
Balluno, dude. Nah, Balluno fucking sucked.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
But
Anyway, moving on.
yeah, I think it's time we get to the heavy hitter from the Switch's launch.
Yeah, the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yes. Yeah, I liked it. All right, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. That's it. That's Breath of the Wild. Just kidding.
Oh man.
I played Breath of the Wild on the Wii U because at the time I didn't have a Switch. But you played it on the Switch,
Yes,
like most people did.
I absolutely 100% love this game. I mean, I don't think there's anyone who's played it and completely hated it.
There are people out there,
Yeah,
that Breath of the Wild doesn't really jive with them.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's. I think Breath of the Wild is a game that can be hit and miss, but for the most part, it's a hit with people.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
obviously, it was a pretty big deal because it ended up being like game of the year for a lot of people.
mhm.
And this is the Switch's system seller. This is the killer app. This is the game
Mhm.
that
The
people were like forking over quite a bit of money to get and play.
as Ricky would say, it puts the butts in the seats.
Yeah.
And for even I mean, it was just because it was new and everything, but it actually topped my favorite game of all time list. Like it for like a week or two, it etched out Final Fantasy IX, which obviously has been holding it since 2000.
I mean,
But
that's a big deal for you. You know.
yeah, I mean, for me to admit that, um, but then eventually, like I thought about it, and I thought about going back and playing Nine, and I was just excited. Like it almost felt like it was a new experience when I was thinking about it. So Breath of the Wild was is number two on my favorite
Yeah.
games of all time
See,
list.
with a lot of new games, there's this thing that like to call new car smell, where like
Hmm.
there's a lot of hype surrounding it, and your perception of the game itself can be skewed by the hype around the release of the game.
Hmm.
So, and like a new car smell, it fades away. It's gonna go away. You're not gonna have that new car smell unless you buy a whole new car.
Hmm.
So now, in this case, it would be like a new game.
Yeah.
Uh, but Breath of the Wild is quite an amazing game, and it does like it does stick with you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it it's such like I wouldn't say it's like a super achievement in video games or whatever. It basically takes stuff about open like from open
Mm-hmm.
world games that they obviously gotten influence from, you know, like Skyrim and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they do it Nintendo style,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like doing it their way. It's like super refined, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
they spend a lot of time just like playtesting this game. Like I read like the development stories about how they would like finish like a build of the game, and then just like everybody would get together and they would just play the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's how they like QA tested it basically.
Mm-hmm. Man, I haven't played any of the DLC for it yet, and I want to, but I also want to have the time to like fully experience the game too. Like I don't want to. Pretty much, I would like to spend an entire this would be the only game I'm playing at the time. I want to get the full experience,
Did
and I
you
can't.
get the
Go
season
ahead.
pass or no?
Yeah, I did. So
Oh,
like I have the DLC. Um, and, I played the whole game with the Switch T-shirt because why not? No, I didn't. Um,
see, I
that would
didn't
be a
get
little
that
hard.
option.
It has one defense, so.
I did like because I bought it on the Wii U. I didn't get the season pass. I was like, all right, I'm probably gonna get this game again when I get a Switch later. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna wait until then. But now I'm also waiting on them just having a package that's like a Game of the Year version, where it's Breath of the Wild plus the DLC.
I could
Um,
see them doing that.
they
Like,
potentially they can, but there's also potential that they won't do it.
yeah. I mean, it already sold like gangbusters.
Yeah, it has. There for a while it was like for every Switch there was a
Well,
Breath of the Wild like sale or
yeah.
something like that. Like
But
I
wasn't
don't
it
even know. I
like
think
before Switch stock regulated, it was like 110% of people owned Breath of the Wild that
oh
had
yeah.
Switches.
Yeah, there was actually more people who own Breath of the Wild than Switches or something like that.
Hmm. And we're talking about specifically the Switch version. We're not talking about like including the Wii U version. Um,
That's
but
fucking
yeah,
nutty.
I really want to go back and play this game, but I just don't think I have the 100 hours in me at this point in time to go through it.
Eh,
Um,
And you know, there's a facet of Breath of the Wild where you don't need to spend that much time playing
right,
it. You know,
right.
they
I mean,
there's like
I could
the
just run it again and.
yeah, there's the option to just go straight towards Ganon, and it's actually like having watched speedruns of it actually is like easier and more difficult at the same time.
Hmm.
Um, like there he has more health because like you don't kill the other beasts or whatever. You like
Hmm.
you do like a basically a boss rush of like all the beasts, and then you fight Ganon with all of
Hmm.
his health.
Yeah.
But at the
I
same
just.
time, it's easier because it's like scaled to like your kind of I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't 100% know, but it's like I said, easier and harder at the same time.
Hmm. I mean, I just really love that like everybody could play this game in their own way and have a different experience.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna get at next, which was
Oh,
you can play
sorry.
the game however you want, and that's like
Hmm.
the most beautiful thing about Breath of the Wild that I really appreciate. There are aspects of Breath of the Wild that I don't really like. Um, and like breakable weapons is not included in that. Just to let y'all know. I know a lot of
Yeah,
people have a lot of issue with like, oh man, my weapon breaks. I know you don't like how the Master Sword like eventually kind of needs to
yeah.
recharge
Like,
itself.
I mean, I understand it, but like, it's the frickin' Master Sword. I think at the very least that should have been the full reward for the first pack of the DLC. But like, I mean, I get it. It would completely break the game, no pun intended. Um, if you just got this weapon and you could just not have to worry about getting weapons now.
I mean, I think there should have been like a microtransaction option for a weapon that just doesn't break.
Hmm.
That just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I also hate microtransactions.
Well, see, like that's why I said, or I think the option should have been there. Not option. Well, yeah, I guess. Um, you, I mean, you do have the trial of the sword. That you could just Here's why I think it shouldn't break, because it says it unlocks the full potential of the Master Sword. The Master Sword doesn't break in any other freaking game. Granted, it has to recharge. I think, or rather than it breaking, maybe like after you finish the trials or whatever, um, it should just, it should need to recharge the power that you unlocked, but you still get to attack with the 30 power sword. You know?
I guess I don't like. I'm 100% perfectly fine with how like weapons break and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem with any other weapons breaking. It was mostly the Master Sword, and like I said, I get it. It would completely ruin the entire point of you know, the having other weapons.
Yeah.
But it's the Master Sword. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. I love this game. I want to replay it. Um, I don't know if I would replay it as many times as I did Final Fantasy IX, which is why I think I decided to bump it down to number 2 on my favorites list. Again, sorry to repeat that. Um, but yeah, like it's definitely my favorite Zelda game.
I it's not there yet for me.
Hmm.
Obviously, Link's Awakening will forever be my favorite Zelda game, unless they
Hmm.
like make Link's Awakening in the Breath of the Wild engine, then that'll be a different story.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think another beautiful aspect of Zelda Breath of the Wild is that they like revisit old conventions of like the original Zelda with like its sort of like open worldness, I guess, and like letting you freely roam
Hmm.
the world.
Well, yeah, I mean I think that's what they were going for, because obviously you could do whatever you want in Breath of the Wild, just like you could in the first game.
Yeah, well, in the first game, it's okay. It's limited by the like hardware, obviously, the
Hmm.
product of its time. Um, but they sort of like nail that exploration of the original game, kind of. You know?
Hmm.
Uh, so they're revisiting some conventions of OG Zelda, but also they're breaking a bunch of other conventions, like the breakable weapons. Um, the one of the things that I don't really like about Breath of the Wild is like the dungeons. They're kind of
Yeah,
just
there's
like
too few of them, I think.
it's not even that there's too few of them. They're just whatever.
Oh wait, are you talking about the shrines? I thought you meant like
No,
the
no,
beast.
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about the shrines. I'm actually definitely talking about like the beasts, like main
Yeah.
dungeons. I mean, yes, there are too few of them, but like it would have been different if like they were more elaborate, I guess.
Mm.
But they're just kind of like whatever. And I mean,
Yeah.
like
See, and
they have some cool mechanics for them, but then it's whatever.
yeah,
It just feels
I
whatever to me,
I
and
wasn't
that's
really a
kind of like the
fan.
drawback for me for the dungeons. Uh, but back to what I was talking about is like they break a lot of the conventions of existing like previous existing titles, and
Hmm.
it really works to the benefit of Breath of the Wild because if it makes it feel fresh.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like a new experience. But like I said before, like they don't really do anything actually new. They just take things from other open world games and like refine it Nintendo
Hmm.
style.
Right.
But
I'm
because it's a
excited.
Zelda game, it feels like wow, brand new.
Right. I'm more excited to see what they do as a follow-up game. Like, do you think they would do like a Majora's Mask style? Let's use the same assets and make a new world, essentially.
I absolutely like that. I absolutely want them to do that. The Breath of the Wild is fantastic.
Hmm.
Is like I said, an amazing experience. But like
Hmm.
if they can take Breath of the Wild and refine it even more with like
Hmm.
a Majora's Mask style game where they like take the assets that they have and you know make
They're brand new
a
characters, and
better game, a
yeah.
better game than an already amazing game, you know,
Hmm.
then I totally welcome it. I absolutely want something like that, you know.
Me too. Um, yeah. I mean, plus they could. They have the physics engine and stuff down. They could churn it. Well, I mean, just like Majora's Mask, because it used the same assets, they could churn one out within a year or so. Not that Majora's Mask is poorly constructed. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the turnaround time was relatively quick because they used the same assets.
Uh, yeah, for the most part. The Majora's Mask actually has like high res textures.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
I mean, is that all we have to say about Breath of the Wild? I feel
pretty
like I
much.
probably could actually go on literally forever about Breath of the Wild.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I mean, like, one of my few gripes with the game was that like there's not enough shrines to max out both stamina and health. I know they added a few more, but there's still not enough shrines to max out both stamina and health.
yeah, I mean, I can see like how that's like annoying for you. But I like obviously you're the main thing that you would want to max out is stamina,
Right,
and then
right.
you have to
Focus on health.
like sub the armor for not armor like the bonus hearts for
Yeah.
whatever you have left.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's kind of annoying. I get that. I totally get that. But whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
I that's more of a gripe to me than the breakable weapons ever would be. And again, the only gripe I have with the breakable weapons was like after fully unlocking the power of the master sword, it still breaks.
I also feel like I know a lot of people have a gripe with like the 900 Korok seeds and like
Yeah, you get a poop at the end.
you get poop. I honestly think it's not a big deal.
No, because
I'm
I mean, you don't have to get all 900
yeah
of them to max out your slots. You don't
yeah
even have
that's
to
the
max out your slots.
that's basically the opposite issue. You know,
Right, right.
I I I think it's more beneficial that the end reward is actually nothing,
Hmm.
so it doesn't force everyone to be like, oh my god, I need all 900 Koroks, you
Well,
know?
yeah, like I mean, just imagine if it had been like this ultimate weapon that doesn't break and cuts through anything. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm thinking of Monster Hunter now. I was gonna say it doesn't bounce off monster parts, but that's completely wrong. Um, but yeah, like it kills everything in one hit. Like no, because I mean it's the same issue as well. No, all right. One, I was gonna say it's the same issue as having to pay for like an ultimate weapon, but no, that's also wrong.
Yeah,
Because
no, I totally get what you're saying. Like, if there was like actually like a reward, it would be something like that. It would be like an ultimate weapon, right? Or ultimate
hmm
armor or something. And that
yeah,
would force players to, you know, do this
yeah,
chore of like going through everything and getting all the Korok seeds.
hmm
And it's honestly better for the game that you don't need all the Korok seeds. So,
right. What was
unless
it? You
like the
at most you need like
completionists out there, they get the poop. So
yeah, you get a poop. You get a poop and it shows up in your inventory.
yeah.
A golden poop.
I think if you get what was it all the shines in Super Mario Sunshine, you get like a picture.
Yeah.
Big whoop.
I mean, the poop's a better reward than that. That's at least in your inventory, and you could prove it without having to beat the game and wait through the credits to
Uh,
say, "Look what I did."
yeah.
I just thought of that. You point in your inventory, "Look what I did," and it's the poop.
That yeah. Link just carries around poop with him all the time.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what the Korok seeds are. Anyway, um, maybe I think like you said, we could go on for hours about this
Yeah.
game. I think we should move on.
Oh, the one last thing I'll say is Breath of the Wild is an amazing game. But there are issues with it. I have issues with the game. It's not a perfect game.
hmm
But because of how amazing it is, I personally would still give it a 10 out of 10. Even though
Yeah,
there are aspects to it that I don't like. And
yeah.
that's just how I feel about it. It's such a fantastic game.
hmm
Even I accept its flaws. You
Right. I mean, like any game has flaws. Other games that have 10 out of 10s have flaws. Um, I mean, games that have too much water are still good games. They still got a 7 out of 10, even though it probably should have been higher.
That's the subject for another day with like how like
Yeah.
video games are like scored and shit.
hmm
It's basically more like a report card system where, you know,
Right.
sevens are like C's,
hmm
like eights are like B's, and
Nines or
nine to
A's.
tens are like A's. Yeah,
I would say 10's an A plus.
yeah. Basically, that's basically what it is.
hmm
There's literally no point in having like one through five. Basically, those are
Right.
all like failing grades.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, Breath of the Wild done.
Yep. Good
Next,
game.
um, the next game on the list, I kind of cheated and put it on here because I actually haven't played this game. Specifically this version, but I played other versions of this game
hmm
that year. And this is actually Danganronpa 1 and 2. I played the first game, and I want to say I started the second game last year, but I finished it this year. So
hmm
I'm kind of also cheating in that regard. Since we're actually talking about 2017, I'm just super cheating with Danganronpa here, but it's the PS4 and Vita version. Like there was like a bundle package with first and second games. Um,
hmm
so I'm taking that opportunity to talk about it. and I super love Danganronpa. And also, shoutouts to Hunter and Zerb for getting me the first and second games.
Nice.
Uh, otherwise, I probably wouldn't have gotten it or gotten into the series. Before I had asked Phil, because Phil has like a press account on Steam to try out Danganronpa 1 on PC, and he wasn't really feeling it. And there are aspects to Danganronpa that I'm not really feeling. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild in a sense. There are aspects to the Danganronpa games that I like absolutely abhor. It bothers me so much, but like the rest of it, it's just so amazing to me. Like I really enjoy this story. I really enjoy the characters that I overlook the fucking rhythm game, mini game shit. There's okay. So up until this point, I don't think I've even explained what Danganronpa is, and
No.
yeah, I'm sure everyone that's listening is like just super confused. Danganronpa is this like visual novel, um, sort of detective adventure game, sort of similar to Ace Attorney. It takes a lot of influence from the Ace Attorney games, Phoenix Wright, All Justice. You have like these sort of investigation phase, and then you have the trials. In Danganronpa, they throw some Saw into the mix, which is probably also like inspired from another one of Spike Chunsoft's games, which is the Zero Escape series. Zero Escape very obviously Saw inspired, where you like try to figure out who's they're like it's like they're killing each other, and you try to figure out who's killing each other, basically. And like I said, I really love the story. Um, I really like the characters. Very suspenseful. It's really thrilling. But I super fucking hate the mini games during the trial. Like, I hate it so much. There's no reason for you to be playing like uh, a rhythm game or a fucking Tony Hawk shit while you're trying to like use logic. You know, I love the logic and like deduction stuff. Like the sort of like main thing where like you make your argument or you shoot like a bullet into like phrases and stuff, like that's all right, you know. I also really like the closing argument of all the cases where you sort of like piece together how exactly the killing occurred, and you get like this sort of manga pages, like a comic book style, and you like put pictures into panels to like fit how they happened chronologically. And I super love that. Like figuring out how exactly they did it and really testing your knowledge as somebody, you know, who's playing the game, and you're trying to show the game like, hey, this is, I know how this happened, you know. I think that's great. That aspect is good. And there's some really annoying stuff. But I'm not gonna spoil anything about Danganronpa 1 and 2. It's just, if you really like the Ace Attorney games, if you like Zero Escape, give Danganronpa a shot. It's super anime, like it's very very anime. There's a lot of fan service. V3 did come out earlier in the year, but I haven't played it just yet. I'll eventually get to it when it's on Steam sale or something.
Nice.
And I also noticed the soundtrack is done by Masafumi Takada, and this guy's composed a lot of my favorite games. He's the same guy that's done No More Heroes and God Hand, and if you know anything about me, you know that I really like God Hand and No More Heroes.
Yeah, Don, you really like. I know you really. God Hand's one of your favorite games, isn't it?
Yeah, God Hand is definitely one of my favorite games, and so is No More Heroes.
No, I love the No More Hero series, and I always love the music in that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you like the music in those games, you could probably appreciate the music in the Danganronpa series because it's by the same guy.
Hmm.
Uh, it has this sort of like foreboding feel
Hmm.
of despair. That's a main theme of the series is despair. You're all happy and cheery with all your friends and shit, but at the same time, you know you're gonna kill each other at some point, and things might not be okay. Like it's a weird, perfect mix for the series. It's just wonderfully done, and I really like the soundtrack, and
Hmm.
it sticks with me. I constantly think about the music of the game. I constantly think about the characters in the game. I constantly think about the game in general, like both the first and second game.
Hmm.
It's basically taken over my life. So that's why I wanted to squeeze in talking about Danganronpa.
Hmm. I always love games where, like, I mean, it just sticks with you, like, to the point where you even start to have weird dreams about it, and
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's totally done that to me. It's I've had dreams about Danganronpa, basically.
Mm,
But yeah,
man, that's how
again,
you know you're really into something.
yeah, I really appreciate Hunter and Zerb for getting me into the series. You know.
Hmm.
All right, so that's I think that's it for Danganronpa. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. If you like those kind of detective games, and if you can get by or like get with the anime aesthetic and themes, then it should be okay. Or you should try it out.
Yeah.
So, next on this list,
We're going mobile again. Talking about Super Mario Run. Remember that game? Yeah, it's good. Still surprised this wasn't Nintendo's first mobile app outside of what's it called? Mitomo. We literally just said that like an hour ago. Um, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. It's interesting. It's an infinite runner, but it's level based, so it's not infinite, which is I don't know. I like that. Um, but I mean, I think the part of the game that really stood out for me was the I don't really want to call it multiplayer because you're not playing against people, but you're playing against their ghosts. Um, yeah, I liked the Toad Rally mode. The Toad Rally mode is definitely the best part of the game. Um,
what do you do in the Toad Rally mode? Is it Infinite Runner 2?
I mean, it's an actual infinite runner in that it loops. Pretty much well, it's not an infinite runner because you are timed. Um, but I mean, you're essentially racing someone's ghost. Um, and well, actually, it's not a ghost because they're using these um stand-in cutouts of the character that the person you're going up against, um, the character they played as. But your goal is to not only get ahead of them, like it's not an actual race, but it's essentially whoever gets the most coins and whoever does the most tricks to get the attention of the most toads. Whoever has the most toads wins, and those toads all join your castle and help you build up your kingdom. I was going to say town, but yeah. I mean, you don't really get anything for building up the town, but it's a cool little feature that doesn't have to exist in this game, but it does. There's not much else to say. You pay $10 to get the rest of the levels, and I mean, a lot of people really didn't like that. I didn't mind it because, I mean, normally I'm paying $60 for a full Mario game. I mean, sure, it's $10 on mobile, and that becomes a slippery slope to microtransactions. But yeah, I mean, I had some fun with it. I didn't have a lot of fun with it, but I mean, it's a mobile game.
I
You're not
remember
supposed to have a lot.
when it first came out, it was kind of a big deal. Like I was playing Overwatch and I heard somebody playing a Super Mario Run on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big deal it was.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's fun, but it's not like if you're looking for a full Mario experience for $10, you're not gonna get it there. You're gonna get a Mario experience. It's gonna be fun. You're not really gonna play too much of it once you beat the game. But I mean, you can kind of say that about any game. It's short. It's definitely. I will say it is worth the $10. Let's go with that.
A lot of mobile games don't cost anything even. So I think like in that sort of marketplace, it doesn't really fit.
Yeah. Well, that's why like they tested the waters with Fire Emblem Heroes. I almost said Warriors. That's later in the year.
Well, all of Nintendo's like mobile games are basically their experiment right now, and they're figuring out like what works and what doesn't work, and obviously they realize that putting Camilla in a bunny outfit is what works.
Not having Mario with headphones on.
Yeah.
For the Remix 10, which I haven't played, so I can't really even comment on that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Mario Run.
Yeah, like I said, I hate mobile games. And paying for a mobile game, even, I probably, I definitely did not do that. So.
Well, to be fair, you could play the first world for free. You don't have to pay anything. I'm pretty sure it's worlds. What I think there's 5 or 6 worlds, but worlds 2 through 5 or 6 are locked behind a paywall.
Oh, I think Super Mario Run is also one of those games that I couldn't get because I had a custom firmware at one point. But I probably could download it now.
Yeah.
Lily might like it. I might get it.
Go for it. If you think you'll like it, I mean, it's worth playing.
I don't think I'll like it. I think Lily might not like it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we should go to the next game on the list.
Okay. So the next game on the list is also a not Mother. Yeah, it's Mother 3. It is Mother 3. Okay, we're talking about Mother 3. No, of course not. Of course, Nintendo didn't come out with Mother 3. Although there's a rumor right now, because Reggie was like, "Hey, in a year, ask me where we are about Mother 3," and this hasn't happened yet. All right, whatever. Point is, no Mother 3. We're not actually talking about mothers. We're talking about Mario Sports Superstars. Wow, that took me fucking forever to get out. Josh, you have this game, but you haven't played it much.
Right. I haven't played it.
At all. Okay, I have this game, and I haven't played it that much, but I got it with the intention of Lily playing it, and we played it a little bit. And Mario Sports Superstars is a Mario sports game with a bunch of sports in it. Like they basically took Mario Golf. Actually, I don't remember. Oh, Mario Tennis. Yeah, Mario Golf. They took some Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, and they like reused those assets or whatever, recycled it for this game, and then they added some other modes, like soccer, horse racing. want to say
No
there's one
baseball?
more. Oh yeah,
Baseball's not
baseball.
part of it. It
Yeah,
is
baseball.
baseball.
Yeah, baseball. I was like, it's not basketball. It can't be basketball. It's actually baseball. You're right.
Hmm.
So baseball, soccer, and horse racing. I think that's it.
Horse racing is so
It's
strange.
it is strange, but like it's kind of like a slow Mario Kart basically, and
Mm.
the horse racing is actually probably the most exciting thing for Lily, my daughter. She
Hmm.
likes horses, you know. And you get to play as like a bunch of Mario characters or whatever on
Hmm.
goofy looking horses. So it's actually not so bad for my kid who's like 2 years old who likes Mario
Hmm.
and likes animals and stuff. So uh, from what I played, like playing for her, the golf and tennis portions are kind of watered down. They have it towards like tournament style or whatever, and
Hmm.
like it's not like the full blown experience. Like if you wanted to play like the extra modes in Mario Golf, you don't get that. You know, you only get
Hmm.
like a few bare bones shit. Um, Same with the tennis portion. I haven't played this game online. However, like I believe you can play these online,
Yeah,
although
I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure if you'd want to. Um, there are a lot of better games out there that you could be playing online.
Hmm.
There should be, you know, online modes in these like Mario spin-off titles, and oftentimes there aren't.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's good that they have it here. It's just like because of how bare bones everything is, you probably don't want to.
Hmm.
Uh, but I kind of enjoyed the soccer mode. It's. I'm not gonna say it's like, oh man, this is. It's like Mario Strikers again. It's kind of not. Like I said,
Yeah, I think I would prefer Mario Strikers, because Waluigi crotch chopping everyone is hilarious.
okay, yeah, that's
Oh
canon, dude. It's
yeah.
accepted as canon.
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't played Mario Strikers or it was Charge, Supercharge. I don't
Hmm.
even remember what the Wii version was called. I haven't played that in
Yeah.
so long, so I can't be like, oh man, those games were great. Uh,
Hmm.
the soccer portion. This is probably a bad thing, but it reminds me of Mega Man Soccer because everyone hates Mega Man Soccer, but I actually like Mega Man Soccer. But
Hmm.
it was okay, basically. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Mario Sports Superstars. You can play Diddy in it, you know, and you can't say that
That's
about Mario Kart.
yeah, that's true. Unfortunately.
Moving on. Let's talk about some other games that you played.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about both of these games together because they're kind of like a set. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix and Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix. Um, I mean, it's Kingdom Hearts. We talk about it all the time. Well, not all the time. Um, but the story's hard to follow. Gameplay's good. I mean, you pretty much say that about any game in the Kingdom Hearts series. There wasn't really anything new. Although, actually, that's a lie because, uh, well, it's not the first time because they had the PS3 versions, but it's technically the first time we're getting the final mix versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's true. Uh,
But I mean, aside from the extra boss fights, there's not much of a difference aside from
well,
the colors of the Heartless.
Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix actually has way more different with
Oh
it
yeah,
than the first game does.
they have the boss fights with the organization, um, the hidden area that you could also fight the organization members again. Yeah, there was a lot. I I just, but I mean, these versions, the PS4 versions, I didn't play any of the Kingdom Hearts games to completion. Actually, I think I played Kingdom Hearts 1 to completion, but that's it. Yeah, because I beat Sephiroth for the first time, legitimately.
In the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever beat Kingdom Hearts 1 Sephiroth. Kingdom Hearts 2 is like super easy, and I beat
Oh
him like
yeah,
at level 30 or some shit. It was like way
yeah,
too easy.
definitely.
Uh, I don't have much to say about Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix. I didn't play that version myself.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I haven't played the originals.
Yeah,
It's nice that they're in HD now for the
yeah.
second time.
In Huda instead of SanDisk.
Yes, but
um,
I mean, you get what I mean though, right? It's like this is the HD version, right?
right, right, yeah. Like they fixed another thing. This is a good thing. I noticed. Well, I didn't. I wasn't the only one who noticed. Everybody noticed. They fixed the load times with certain form changes in Kingdom Hearts 2.5. That the PS3 version had, where it took like frickin' forever to switch into like Valor form and Limit form and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
It,
yeah. Yeah.
it's
Like it
really
kind of
quick on the
seems
PS4.
like
Put effort
they
into it.
they basically remade the game from the ground up. That's what it seems like for all
Mhm.
the remakes. Um,
Which is nice. Which is why they only included cutscenes from the third game that's on these things.
well, with we haven't started talking about it, but like I was watching like it was a Games Done Quick play
Mm.
Birth by Sleep in HD, and there's like a weird bug with one of the bosses that just non-existent in the PSP version. Like it only exists in the HD version, and it's just like really strange to me.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
like I said, that basically tells me that they basically remade the
rebuilt it.
game
Yeah.
instead of like porting it over, or it could be like an older version of like the build. I don't know.
Hmm.
But it's not like a straight one-to-one port of the original games. There are like bugs and differences in bugs that are
Yeah.
not existent in the originals. Um, and like you said, you were talking about how long it took to load Valor form or whatever in the PS3
PS3
version.
version. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, it was the obvious. I mean, it makes sense for this because of how much of a powerhouse the PS4 is. Um, it like beat the original in load times too for that, which is always nice, you know,
Yeah,
because I mean, you would want a remake to be an enhanced version of the original game. So
yeah,
not that oh, slightly quicker load times enhances the game so much, but yeah, it does. I mean, it saves a lot. I mean, maybe not a lot of time. I don't really change into those forms too often unless I need to. Um,
there are a lot of like I'm not gonna say there are a lot, but there are people out there who want like the purest experience, and they can just still continue to play the original if they really want to.
mhm.
But you know, when you have like a enhanced port, they should have like higher resolution, higher frame rate, even um,
Right. I mean, it's not like Square's.
better load times. Go ahead.
It's not like Square's Final Fantasy re-releases where it has like a fast forward button and level yourself to level 100 with just a press of a button. It's not like that. Like they didn't. Obviously, they don't have to add that. I wouldn't want them to add that. Like it's neat to have the fast forward things for like if it was a turn-based RPG, but it's not. You don't need it.
Hmm.
And it's not there because of it.
Okay. Uh,
But yeah, I think that's it for not only Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, but I think it's it for March.
okay. That's it for March. Like I said, it was a big month. Yeah, the Switch came out. He had
Hmm.
lots to say about Breath of the Wild,
Hmm.
and the Switch in general. and also other topics that we sort of
Yeah, we took a few
trailed
different
off
tangents.
on.
Yeah.
But for now, we are going to take a break. If you've enjoyed our little discussion so far, hit the subscribe button. Nah, I don't get. I don't actually care. But we will be back in just a little bit, and by in just a little bit, it depends on whether or not you watch the next video with April and the rest of whatever. I don't know, however long it takes. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're taking a break, basically. We're cutting off here. It's been an hour and a half. We're cutting off here for now.
Yeah, you'll see in the next video if it's the last.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye. See you soon. Hopefully.